Let me read some of this nonsense for you. Listen to what one commenter says. It must be refreshing not to have to twist your brain to find explanations, keyword for everything anymore. Here we go. You ready? Moon phases. Round Earth explains it. Nice. Sunsets. Round Earth explains it. Nice. Counter rotating. Stars in north and south. Round Earth explains it. Nice. Polar star not visible in the south. Round Earth explains it. Nice. Coriolis force. Round Earth explains it. Nice. Midnight sun. Round Earth explains it. Nice. Eclipses. Round Earth explains it. Nice. Tides. Round Earth explains it. Time zones. Round Earth explains it. Flight routes. Round Earth explains it. Ship sailing times. Round Earth explains it. Bob's 15 degrees. Round Earth explains it. Ships disappearing bottom up. Round Earth explains it. Sun never changes angular size. Round Earth explains it. 24-hour moon on the poles. Round Earth explains it. I got two more. Circumnavigation of the Earth. Round Earth explains it. Leap year. Round Earth explains it. Seasons. Round Earth explains it. Nice.
Yeah, round and flat. For all of those to be correct, it'd have to be round and flat as opposed to spherical. So to create a round Earth, you need an equatorial plane, a celestial hemispherical view, North Pole centric, and a hemispherical view, South Pole centric, to be sandwiched antipodal into a sphere view, to project out a globe, to put in motion around the sun in the heliocentric model. Now, through our history as people, that is where we have got to as far as astronomy is concerned. So it's not like we would say, okay, we've got something better. No, we haven't. I'm not suggesting that we can better explain the stars when the model that's being used in mathematical terms to better predict where they'll be or how they will be is something entirely different, but where they will be is explained in a mathematical model that's been derived from data acquired from a flat plane. If you take things like equatorial minimums to create sphericities, to give you radial values to put in orbital motion, all of those things necessitate the ground be measured flat to create them in maths. Now, the violation of the measurement is necessitated for this out-of-the-box thinking by Kepler, Copernicus, and Huygens. Those are the three main players in putting us into a quote-unquote round Earth, actually spherical Earth moving around the sun, in the mathematics of Copernicus, Huygens, and Kepler. Now, that mathematics might be able to give you a time with a number and a day in a word next to it for where a location of a star will be above the ground at a given time in an almanac. That's what it'll do. It does not give you the capability of also violating the same ground-based measurement in the creation of a sphere Earth in the ground that you're actually standing on. You can't physically bend the ground that you measured flat to create a sphere model. Now, you can in maths. You can take the minimum elevation angle to Polaris, back engineerable into all of these maths when you measure the angles to any star in the almanac for the model of a sphere. And you can suggest that that radial value isn't circular anymore, it's spherical, so that you can put the entire body of the surface of the ground you measured flat in motion around the sun as done in the Copernican model. But that idea is very out of the box to try and attempt to explain what could only have been created by the hand of God himself. Now, we mere mortals could spend till the end of eternity attempting to reasonably explain how this stuff works. And our best attempt violated the very measurement we took to create it. That's our best guess. That's our best effort. And now the people who have reified this through education mostly, brainwashing if you will, take that and say, that's how the world is because it's the best we've got of explaining it. Me, I say, the best we have to explain how the world appears to us violates the base principle we used to measure it in the first place. That's pathetic. As people, we could do better. But the sad individuals that have gone, oh, well, that's good enough. It's been reified and taught to us as kids now. Well, I mean, don't really want to change. Change is terrible. It's awkward and, requires effort. Let's just stick with what we've got. Yeah, but we've got to violate the base measurement in order to believe that we're on a ball where the ground we measured flat actually bends. In the plotted system that we project through our angles of measurement to a sky that's been bent in a model, it's all ludicrous. But that is ipso facto what we've done to better predict where the stars will be. That's what the church wanted. That's why we have this system. When's Easter going to be, they asked. Well, we are actually getting it wrong each time we give out a prediction about when Easter will be. We're off. Looks very bad on the church. We need a better system for predicting it. Then you end up with Kepler, Copernicus, and Huygens through the timeline that they give us according to their own history. They're more than willing to tell you why we have a heliocentric model. It's just not capable of reification for the simple reason that the ground we measure flat has to be bent for you to reify it. Projected up from the points that we measure with angles through a globe that doesn't exist and is redundant to any practical application. And those angles that are projected through a globe to the celestial sphere, also ludicrous if you want to break down that assertion. The sky's flat. The ground's flat. We're measuring a parallel sky that doesn't alter in any way, shape, or form, even if you're raised in height. You try and explain that. You can't! Now, if you want proof of God, look up. It's all you need. Now, if you want proof of the ground, get a tape measure out and measure it. They have. And the globe comes from those flat measurements that we as mere mortals can achieve here on the ground. I'm done.